So then...
Oh yeah, I should open the map.
Perhaps I should, yes. But then...
So then continue. Alright, read
As you
that.
you just deleted it.
Yeah, I just say read this. Or read this. Ignore that.
As you return back to the flow of mortal time, you find Mario actually looking in your direction. Ammonia then seemingly teleports across the space, appearing up on the northern end by the barrier before she looks to Anaklisi. Nah.
Sorry, Anaklisi, but there's been a slight change of plans. Because a particular goddess owes me a very big favor, and I intend to call upon it before I go.
Anaklisi looks taken aback, if not outright surprised, before the Songweaver looks to the entity of destruction that has turned to advance on her.
My, aren't you hungry? Though you wolves seem to have forgotten something, so I think it's high time for a little reminder. Whoop. Yeah, right there.
As the entity vanishes before appearing in front of Harmonia, it then raises its void-like arm to slash down on her. However, it abruptly stops, seemingly as if hesitating for some reason. You then notice...
Hold on.
Okay.
Oops.
Yeah.
Damn, I wanted to delete something from the character under the character name, but I deleted it too.
Good job.
Alec just burped through my nose.
Yeah.
You ready now? Are you ready?
I just grabbing this. Yeah, I'm good now.
Okay, then. You then notice it has suddenly gotten colder in the space around you. Much, much colder. To the degree that you can all now see your breath. Harmonia then brings a finger to her cheek with a coy smile before she continues.
That there is a cosmic order of governance above the forces of creation and of destruction.
Yeah. In the next moment, the tip of an utterly massive scythe, several degrees of magnitude larger than Harmonia, pierces the veil of the shattered horizon behind and far above the goddess. The very fabric of reality seems almost to freeze when the barrier touches the blade, before it then slices downward with such apparent ease. The warmth barrier is made to look as if it seemingly weren't even there at all, causing a streak of bright light to beam through the opening. The apparent damage...
I mean, you're a fish building.
You fish builder.
Okay. Ta-da.
Yeah, both.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always Harmonia blood. Good. Anyways, go on.
Causing a streak of bright light to beam through the opening. The apparent damage brought by this cut causes the rest of the shattered horizon all around and above you to suddenly go still, before falling down. However, the fragments appear to dissolve into nothingness, disappearing into an encroaching radiant light. I need everyone to pick a con save.
Oh boy.
This is like real fucking Odigos.
For the... I don't suppose Foresight will count for this con save.
You
No.
say you would have foreseen this.
Because it's an external thing.
Well, I can always try.
Well, it never hurts that. If Locke can't see what boss is gonna say, you can't see what's gonna happen. Hey.
Oh, it's better to ask and get no than not to ask and definitely no.
Do I have access to legendary resistance still?
Actually, yeah, you do technically. Although roll advantage because you knew this was coming.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna burn the Lagras
That's
as well.
9, so 19 still.
Yeah, so as the barrier falls, just an ocean of just radiant light just washes over everything. And Balikos, you briefly get caught off guard, but white barrier forms around you before shattering, and you're able to, shield yourself, from the light. Hold on, let me grab this thing real quick.
I'm like, all of us drop dead. Fuck.
Alright, it's this one, because I was too fucking lazy to fuck with the map. So I made a new one. Go to the Oblivion, the end of time. Mortal Time 2. Actually,
Yeah.
I get this.
Who's lucky?
Error. Unable to comply. There is no thing.
Not yet, though, is
For,
it?
Anyway, go on in.
I know. E.
Go on in.
I'm just finding this thing. Ooh, there. As the barrier falls, radiant light washes over you as the utterly titanic, skeletal, true godly form of Odigos is revealed. Within a silhouette of burning white flames. Those of you familiar with the secrets of Pandora's box recognize this to not be simply Odigos, but true Odigos. Because her
How
display
fucking big is this thing? Jesus fuck.
Because her display of raw divine power is unlike anything you have ever seen. As you gaze about the horizons, you take notice that the radiant light now illuminates the space you are in for hundreds of feet in all directions. Make it feel almost as if Oblivion itself has been made to tuck tail and cower before the goddess' awesome power. With a singular show of force, one thing has been made all too clear. This is true divine power. You are merely reminded of Simiphon's superior show of lightning in contrast to her sisters at the opening ceremony at the Landfall Festival. Because this display utterly dwarfs even the song of creation, making it appear to be but a cheap imitation in contrast to the real thing that
You're
is.
officially.
This.
When Odigos decides to give no fucks.
Making the entity thought.
Fucking hell.
Sorry.
She owes Harmonia a big favor.
Mm-hmm.
Because this display utterly dwarfs even the song of creation, making it appear to be but a cheap imitation in contrast to the real thing that now stands before you. Odigos appears to silently wait for a few moments before looking down directly at the newborn direwolf and taking a hand from her scythe to extend it towards the entity, which immediately vanishes to appear within her palm of her outstretched hand before she closes it around the wolf, making the entity's thought to be grand size appear to be that of a simple can in comparison to the goddess of death's own. She then speaks to it in a powerful voice that is made to feel as she addresses not simply the being within her grasp, but Oblivion itself. I shall begin by saying that this shall be addressed in the mortal tongue that it can be heard by beings who have not forgotten their place in the cosmic order. Odigos takes a moment to gaze about the surrounding abyss before letting out a dismissive huff before continuing. I look around me and see complete and utter failure, an embarrassing abject dereliction of duty. She then slowly waves her scythe in slow circular motions around her. Is this truly the best the forces of destruction can do in this flow of mortal time? Pathetic! I have half a mind to contact the luminous being itself to address this mess, but I believe this can still be corrected without their intervention, so be thankful that it is merely a paragon of death that stands before you, and not they. She then turns the skeletal head to newborn direwolf
Odigos is higher rank.
within her clutches. As for you, you are but an innocent newborn, so you should you could not possibly have known the significance of what you have done. Thus, you are free from sin. There's a short pause. Orito releases her scythe, causing the colossal weapon to seemingly vanish before the goddess continues. However, an example still must be made. The goddess of death brings her now free hand some distance over the wolf's head, which prompts a torrent of dark cosmic energy to seemingly be siphoned from it to the goddess of death's open palm above it. As this happens, you watch as the direwolf shrinks smaller and smaller and smaller. After about a few dozen seconds or so, it is no bigger than perhaps Anaklisi before the torrent stops. Run along, newborn, and perhaps at some point you grow to reclaim this energy. Until such a time comes, should your peers seek to harm you in retribution for my actions, let me know, for punishment will be swift and merciless, as my decision to allow you to yet exist due to your innocence is not to be contested. Shin opens her hand, releasing the enemy before it promptly vanishes, and the goddess continues. It has been long decided far before this flow of mortal time began that the forces of destruction set the rules of engagement. As the forces of creation hold the power to evolve, creation as a whole had the poor start in this flow of mortal time, something the most powerful of destruction have mocked and ridiculed them for since such a time began. From that point, time and time again, creation pleaded for aid or intervention. These pleas have been answered few and far between, as the gods of life and death are meant to be merely observers. As far as I am aware, where there have been formal complaints levied by the forces of destruction here, never once has a formal request for aid been submitted. Until now. She pauses for a moment before looking to the swirling starry essence. Many amongst you notice the presence of these gods, as well as the newborn. Yet you choose to do nothing because you found it amusing. Curiosity of what these foolish forces of creation were up to in your domain, so you opted to simply let things play out. Well, once the newborns learned of the plan for its essence and the degree of danger it truly was in, how did you all respond to its pleas? You laughed it off as nonsense, leaving the newborn to handle these weaklings. The goddess voice then booms.
You can feature me.
Did you hear the last?
Go back 2 sentences.
Okay. Well, once the newborn learned of the plan for its essence and the degree of danger it really was in, how did you all respond to its pleas? You laughed it off as nonsense, leaving the newborn to handle these weaklings. The goddess voice then booms. Such insolent complacency! Is this how little you think of your eternal foe's capabilities? That just because oblivion has claimed all of existence at this moment, that it shall simply stay that way forever? Fools! The forces of destruction need the forces of creation to grow. There is no winning this struggle, only those who are currently ahead. Despite this overwhelming lead, you hold fast to keep it, and then cry like a young mortal who has had a toy taken away when creation outsmarts you and accomplishes a significant step forward to challenge your supreme reign. This lock has found some very interesting things, investigating a number of chronicles of mortal fate during her aiding magical girls and magical boys. Orito scoffs. Collusion amongst the forces of creation and the forces of destruction to hold creation back, and so very many of you are guilty of this. I have not the mortal words to describe the disgust this brings me. So I shall take a page from the mortal's book that actions speak louder than words. Orito flicks her skeletal wrist downward, causing the swirling energy to lower to the ground. It is none of my concern or my place to intervene farther than this, though I shall say this much. If you are unable to stop these gods from whatever it is that they are doing in this place, well, then you deserve whatever it is that is coming. In an instant, Orito vanishes from sight, and the illumination of the surrounding area with her. The darkness all around you fills the void in mere moments, as Ammonia turns back to you all with a quiet smile.
Hold on, let me get this
Yeah.
other map because I'm like, I ain't gonna fix this shit again.
That is the Titan indeed.
There, so more time, number 3. Back to blackness.
E.
How big is this map? How
Yes?
big are these maps? If fucking 50% is still slow at traversing
It's Oblivion, what do you expect? Well, Odigos was big.
Elder Scrolls 4 is not that big of a game, so
Alright then.
Yeah, anyways, let's see, where was I? Alright. Okay, read this again.
In an instant, Orito vanishes from sight, and the illumination of the surrounding area with her. The darkness all around you fills the void in mere moments, as Ammonia turns back to you all with a coy smile.
Oh my, I think they may be angry. Anyway,
The goddess then looks to you, Lakitan, with a genuine smile, before walking towards the gathered essence.
Clack is
The
just
forces-
staring at her.
the forces of destruction getting a spanking will suffice for my send-off. Once I disperse into this, absorb all of it, then quickly get out.
Before she can finish, Ammonia's form begins to disperse, before being seemingly drawn into her divine spark, which appears to simply float in place. You notice that Ammonia's divine spark is distinctly different from any other divine sparks that you have seen. Like other aether sparks, its shell has a rainbow-like tint to it, almost as if it were a bubble. However, the essence housed within it appears to have a transparent, prismatic aura that shimmers. A few moments later, a large ball of red energy nearby the divine spark forms nearby the divine spark before the energy takes shape into a larger Ammonia. Big. The beginning.
Big.
This time make sure on the right channel, bun. Is it clear? Is it clear all? I forget. What was the clear command again?
Tilde clear.
Hold on, I'm trying to...
Ammonia, what are you not doing? Okay, the queue's been clear. Oh, it already is. Okay.
No, here, I was trying to fix it.
Alrighty then.
So yeah, Ammonia's proxy may have just been stuffed in her spark.
She was what?
Essentially, Ammonia's proxy was forced into her divine spark. By true Ammonia.
Interesting.
Like, get in the bag, proxy!
Mm-hmm.
Close that.
The goddess then claps her hands together, before closing her eyes and turning to you, Clapitan, with a deceptively sweet smile.
Let's see here. Oh, Lucky Wacky, I need you for a moment.
Without a moment's hesitation, Locke appears nearby, quickly speaking up with a concerned tone. Is something wrong? As she asks that, Rosella holds out her hands, causing both dreams and ether to billow outward and surround Locke in a light haze. Locke looks around the two clouds with a confused look. And just as she looks as if she's about to say something, Ammonia holds out a hand before a small piece of what seems to be glass appears in front of Locke. The magical girl reaches out and takes it, and the moment she touches it, her eyes widen like saucers. This is a divine spark shard of a freaking greater being! Ammonia nods.
Let's see. Yes. Yes, it was broken from Facella's spark when she was born in the library. I've been holding on to it. Anyway, be a dear and channel as much aether into that as possible, okay?
As soon as Ammonia finishes, a glass-like case with a golden tint suddenly encases Locke in the clouds of ether and dreams. Locke gives her an uncertain look as she taps the substances surrounding her as she speaks, her voice sounding quite muffled. What's this for? And why am I doing this again?
Incredible voice acting.
Thank you. Ammonia gives her a smile and a small wave.
Alright. You'll find out. Now off you go.
Facella slow glows with a golden metallic aura briefly, seemingly prompting the case and its contents to vanish before she turns to Ammonia with a small shrug.
Alright. Okay, who's Owen? I have no idea what you're up to, Harmonia, but alright, I'll do it. Though I'm pretty sure this is going to attract half of Oblivion.
Ammonia walks over to the essence.
We'll be fine. As for the rest of you, it's been good knowing you all. Good luck.
And the goddess then flicks the spark into the swirling star essence, before her form seemingly breaks down into an off-white essence and flows into the churning black essence, quickly creating a black and white swirl of godly essence, and the essence of the wolf. Facella then approaches the essence before looking back to you all briefly. Facella says,
There you go. Well, she's certainly not one for goodbyes. Anyway, I literally have no idea how long this is going to take, or even what the heck it's even going to do. Harmonia just left me with instructions, so please defend me while whatever happens, happens. Thanks.
the goddess takes a deep breath before she brings her hands together and begins to sing.
Singing a song of creation in the middle of Oblivion, what could possibly go wrong?
I'm sure we're gonna find out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm one to just repeatedly push red buttons, so...
Uh-huh. That you are.
Oh, nuclear meltdown initiated. Wait, what?
Something akin to that.
Alrighty. So, as for Lacella sings, there's something about the song creation resonating throughout the darkness of Oblivion that is incredibly eerie. While Lacella sings, nothing seems to happen to the churning black and white essence, so you all stand ready for anything that may come nonetheless. A minute then passes. 2 minutes. 5 minutes. About this time, Jasmine speaks up. Are they really going to just let us do this? Klakitan, While things have been nice and quiet over here, judging by the desperate pleas and utter hysteria you've been receiving from Locke over your mental link for the past 5 minutes.
God, it's just like, shut up.
Suffice to say, the plan is going off without a hitch. The forces of destruction know that if they can kill Locke in the space, they'll be rid of her for good. She told you that they really, really hated her, and it would appear that she wasn't kidding. They appear to be far more interested in eliminating her than stopping whatever you all are up to. Because while you genuinely feel bad, you also find yourself trying not to laugh listening to her. Though, after about a minute or two, something finally happens with the swirling energy in front of Fusella, which is that it is suddenly drawn into itself, revealing a rather bizarre object. As Fusella's song draws to a close, she looks at what now floats before her with a bit of a perplexed look, before saying more or less what is on everyone's mind.
What the heck is that supposed to be?
In a space where the churning essence once was, is an elongated blood-red crystal with a faint blackish tint that appears and becomes slightly opaque at the edges of it. It's rather pretty, but something about it also feels quite ominous. Minerva looks to Fusella before speaking. Is this not the part where it explodes and then reforms? Then again, given its appearance, I am unsure this could even be called a divine spark. A few moments later, the crystal's form appears to shift, before it molds into a black orb of energy with a vibrantly glowing white silhouette. If not for the silhouette, it would be almost impossible to see in this space. It then begins to take on the humanoid shape, before the black and white energy instantly vanishes to reveal Harmonia, exactly as you remember her, except her attire, which is strikingly different and very red. She now wears a dark red vest under a bright red open overcoat that flares open further from the waist down. Both are accented with ornate gold buckles, chains, and other gold ornamentation, as well as a number of black leather straps. Her bright red pants are largely obstructed by her new thigh-high dark leather boots that complement the look well, though not to forget her hat, which is mostly the same, only a bit larger, also bright red with its own gold ornamentation, and a single large white feather. The obvious color aside, if her appearance could be described in a single word, it will most certainly be fancy.
Dapper.
Very fancy.
Fancy.
And I'll show the token as part of the script. If I can stop dying, that'd be nice.
Don't die.
Oh, die bad.
Thank you.
Yeah, Tariq, like what you did. Holy shit.
It might have changed a few things.
I mean, it certainly looks like an improvement from the first plan.
And just start to remove spoilers.
I'm just laughing at the idea of fucking Locke just screaming into Bask's head for like 7 minutes.
There we go. That's the token.
Okay, that looks fucking awesome.
Oh.
Hello, Lady Maria's long-lost sister.
Harmonia.
Oh wow.
Just different.
There we go. The goddess looks at her hands and with an expression of apparent disbelief, almost as if she's surprised she's still standing there presently. The goddess then seemingly muses to herself. You, Bun.
What am I?
Jasmine calls out to her. Hey, Harmonia, you alright? I mean, you're still Harmonia, right? The goddess brings a hand.
That is a very good question, Lady Harmonia.
The goddess brings a hand to her chin.
Yes. Well, no. Not anymore. I used to be Harmonia. Part of her anyway, and I think I'm alright. I have no idea what manner of being I am anymore, but I'm still me. At least, I think I'm still me? Or was there ever a me to begin with? It's hard to say. No, I don't think there was a me before now. I have my memories, and her memories, but none of them feel like they fit me anymore. If that makes any sense, it's like I'm looking through the thoughts of someone else. It's hard to explain. It's kind of like I think differently. Now, for example, I no longer feel the constant longing for Locke, which feels very odd in itself. Not even minutes ago, I felt as if I was very much in love with her. Now,
She gives a large shrug.
Locke is Locke, I guess. I'm not really sure what happened to me for this to happen.
The goddess brings a hand to her chin again for a few moments before she suddenly has a look of realization.
My sense of self is now completely different. That might explain a few things. I never had my own sense of self before a few minutes ago. How curious just how much of a difference something like that makes. I feel like I'm still me, but somehow someone else at the same time. Though I'll figure out exactly who I am in time, I suppose. Though, looking over Harmonia's memories, even she had no idea what I would actually become. She only knew it would work due to things she shouldn't know. Huh? I wonder how she got a hold of that information. Interesting. Wait,
She pauses, narrowing her eyes.
how do I know that she shouldn't have that? In fact, how do I even know what it is? Wait, hold on.
She holds up a palm before, after a few seconds, her eyes widen.
Oh my. Well then, we'll be talking about some very interesting things later. Though for now, allow me to introduce myself.
She then gives a familiar bow before continuing.
I am Isaropia, the author of Calamity, goddess of creation and destruction.
That's a fucking power-up.
Isaropia's declaration naturally gets a wide mix of reactions from those present. Jasmine, quick as always, immediately comments, "Did you just fucking say destruction?"
Yes, she did.
An author of Calamity? You hear from Manila. Is that not what the thing that just tried to eat us was? Jasmine points in the direction where the direwolf used to be with an incredulous expression, as Isaropia brings a hand to her chin with a difficult expression.
While I may be trying to find out who I am, I'm pretty sure I don't eat people now.
I didn't mean literally, Calamity girl. Jeez, gods are so fucking weird sometimes. Anyway, what's the big deal? It does seem awfully antithetical for a being on the side of creation to also possess the domain of destruction, doesn't it? Considering what we're indeed fighting for the sake of. Minerva goes. Isaropia gives a few small nods.
That is a very good question, though I have a feeling this is what Harmonia was trying to do. She just wasn't sure if it was actually possible, or even how it would work if it did.
The goddess gives another shrug.
Well, I guess we got our answer. The question now is just what can I do with this domain? There's a lot of functionality here, and oh, what's this?
She raises a hand, and black, starry energy begins to billow from her hand, making a small black cloud of starry energy.
Suspended certainty? How does that even make any sense? What's it even supposed to do, anyway?
Plaque would just raise a single finger in his claw.
Yeah, about that.
X fucking kills me, what?
Everyone make a strength save, by the way, as she looks her finger for a moment before returning her attention to the cloud as it reaches forward and snaps her fingers.
Make a strength save.
If I was closer, I would have asked for bardic inspiration, but I'm not sure if that's still available.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Oh boy, this is gonna suck for you, Codex.
Nope.
Actually, wait, it's only a +6.
Nope. Nope.
The DC is probably fucking 40 or something.
I didn't even look at it.
Alright, so
I'm
who
just
are we
nope.
missing?
I just went nope at what just happened to my end.
So, go on, Amy.
Just rolling one more for Jazz. Nope. Okay, in that case.
Yeah,
Right.
you can just read that. Yeah.
Hear that. As soon as the goddess snapped her fingers, the cloud of energy violently explodes with absurd force. Though she seems entirely unaffected by it, which is more than likely what can be said for you all. A localization.
As you are all blasted back 30 feet. Every last one of you.
What the fuck?
Okay, let's see.
Oh,
so
no.
get all of these 10, 20, 30.
He's like, ooh, what's this button do?
Good thing we were in Oblivion, or that thing could have hit us in the wall.
Meanwhile, poor Anaclisi.
Whee!
You don't watch as Minerva just kind of boom, boom, boom.
Where did Anaclisi go?
Good
She
question.
apparently flew off into Oblivion somewhere because I don't see her token on the map.
As Minerva just bounces over the floor multiple times. A look of realization then dawns on Isopia. Actually, we're gonna re-grab.
Yeah, so
Anaclisi.
Anaclisi just flies back from somewhere off in the darkness that she flew off into.
Where did you go?
I went prone right now.
Yes. That picked you up and threw you. You went ragdoll.
Okay, Tariq just down.
Yeah, so then Issa
Umbrella.
run, kind of like flies back over this way. I like broke everything.
Yeah, I'd say Tariq would just laugh about the situation.
And she's like, so this stuff makes things happen.
Minerva holds a hand to her chin. She speaks up. Your name, it means balance, I believe. She then turns and looks toward you, Val, briefly. Or was it Val or Elton? Or Val, yeah, Val. As Isopia then crosses her arms.
That would certainly explain why Harmonia gave it to me.
Oh, Harmonia's the one who gave it to you? That would explain it. She fucking would pull a title of address as cheeky as author of Calamity for Goddess of Creation and Destruction. I see what you did there, Songweaver. As Minerva then speaks. I think I may be starting to understand what a being like you can do with the powers you hold. Carrying both destruction and creation at the same time should be unfeasible. An impossibility as far as I understand. The two forces will obviously counteract and repel one another. Minerva then adjusts her glasses, which, to those who have already seen her disguise, can clearly see are not actually on her face right now. However, contradictions are in season these days, and this sort of contradiction is precisely what we need in order to, well, establish order and preserve our delicate little world's growth. I'm impressed by the ingenuity that you all consistently demonstrate, though, really, it should not be all that surprising. Perhaps I've just been on my own. Doing the scheming for so long, I've forgotten there are bigger fish than myself. As Isopia raises a finger as a look of realization dawns on her.
Oh yeah, speaking of bigger fish, I was supposed to tell you all to bring Locke and her container back as soon as I was born and get ready to capture the first being that follows her back as it'll be powerful enough for Quackytarn,
A wry smile adorns the goddess' face.
which was about 20 minutes ago by mortal time.
Has Locke been screaming in Clark's head this whole time?
Quackytarn!
Yes?
You realize you may have forgotten about Locke there for a few minutes, as the mental link yelling and screaming sort of just became background noise after a while. Though she's most certainly still out there somewhere and still seemingly fine-ish.
Quack!
Help! What do you
It's
do, Clacketon?
Look, you need to learn to shut up from time to time. I forgot you were there. Come back here, please. Oh, and let some of them follow you.
Alrighty.
Never thought that Clack would ever fucking say that.
That'll get a quip. In the words of Liam Neeson, there is always a bigger fish.
Yep.
As Rosalinda glows with a golden metallic aura briefly, the container Locke was in reappears when left, and oh boy, is that thing damaged. You can see that it very clearly has every sort of scratch mark imaginable on it, and seemingly from all sides. And wait, as we put the Orito back on the map.
Oh, she's there.
Yeah, I just moved her there.
Oh, okay.
Too lazy to fix everything.
There you go. I was gonna say. It also appears to be charred in some places, and perhaps even melted in others. Though despite the tremendous damage, it looks like they weren't even close to actually breaking into it, as this glass is very thick now that you really take a look at it. Clacketon, you're pretty sure this is what Harmonia meant by Locke not being in any danger. Though as for Locke herself, she is a little worse for wear. She's currently sitting in the exact center with her hair an absolute disheveled mess with a tear-stained face. All in all, she looks about as one would expect someone to look after being left out as bait for godly beings for almost 30 minutes. And 1 second.
Press her hair back to normal.
Rosalinda waves a hand, causing the container to vanish, prompting Locke to immediately snap to attention, searching over you all, before her gaze lands on you, Clacketon. In the very next instant, she's now clutched onto you, crying, an absolute blubbering mess as she tries to speak to you. I'll be a good girl. I promise. I'll be good. I'll make the bed. I'll cook breakfast every morning. I'll even do the laundry and the dishes. I'll do anything you want. Just please don't send me out there with that again. I don't want to be buried. I want to die.
That kind of counteracts what we are built to fight, Locke, but I'll do my best.
As his Soroka lets out a sheepish laugh as she eyes Locke with a very guilty look.
So, we should probably get ready, yeah? Something
Right.
should be popping any moment now.
Wait, who said that?
It's Europia.
It's yeah. She's like,
Clark would return one of those smug ass malice smiles that she always gives our way. Yeah, we should.
And that is where we will end today's session.
I'll pick up on it next time. This is thirsting it. Also, I just want to say, this is what she said.
That's fucking hilarious.
And just like that, Locke became the perfect housewife.
Yeah.
All you need to do is threaten her with death a little bit, like a good husband would do.
This is
I mean,
getting
what?
too real.
Okay?
Clark's gonna become a fucking wife beater.
Did you read what I posted in chat?
Holy shit. Let's see. I'll be a good... What the fuck is this?
Roll insight.
Oh, yeah, I
I don't
guess.
have to for like I'm gonna roll.
No. This is something for you.
Wait, for...
Actually, roll instead at advantage. Because, you know, Locke.
Can I also roll insight on Isoropia?
Sure.
when she was
Yes, roll
clearly
insight.
fucking grasping at straws. Let's see, what is my insight? The insight is plus 10. So at advantage for both of them?
Mm-hmm.
Although it's mostly a formality. They're both fucking true souls and true gods.
Uh-huh.
But hey.
Yeah. Very much, yeah.
Yeah, so road news.
Nice, natural 20.
That's a natural
Oh.
20 on Isoropia.
So you're trying. You notice Locke's trying to hide it, but there's a tiny hint of a smile she's trying to hold back. And you're like, oh yeah, that's right. She's a masochist. She
Yeah.
enjoyed that.
Okay, so can I
And then
have one of those
suddenly you
discussions?
realize while Harmonia had zero problem doing this to Locke. All these demons and like creatures trying to get to her. Oh no! It's like literally darkness in a box.
To some degree, maybe, I guess, Mihai.
Meanwhile, you can tell just like one look. You can tell with one look at Ethiopia that she's kind of got that look like, oh, I really fucked that one up. And then got another look like way to make a good first impression.
She feels
You know,
bad.
almost get the magical girl kill.
She feels really bad.
She feels really bad.
Nice. That's funny. But yeah.
The clock is just like, too bad I can't get back at the Song Weaver anymore.
We'll see y'all then.